In this video, I'm going to be teaching you some of the lessons that I've learned over the last 3 years of becoming social. Before that, I was an extremely shy, introverted kid who was insecure about every little thing. I struggled to even talk to people. I'd get red in the face. So if you're in this position currently, this is the video for you. I'm going to be sharing 3 lessons that I really think will change your life. They'll hopefully expand your mind and allow you to start living the life of your dreams, because I'm promising you, on the other side of all those insecurities, all those self-limiting beliefs, is a life of your dreams. Over the last 3 years, I've been able to experience so much, come out of my shell, and actually have things happen that my younger self would only dream of and didn't even think was possible. So if you can start going down this path, even if you wanted to start with baby steps, it's really going to allow you to change your life, because 90% of the things in life that we want come from social interaction. So I want this to be a very light, warm-hearted video that's going to allow you to open your mind and hopefully start doing some of the things that you want to do that maybe you've been holding yourself back from. So I'm going to share 3 lessons with you. The first one we're going to go into is that people are friendlier than you would imagine. Over the last 3 years, I've been traveling to a bunch of different countries, going out by myself, moving to new cities, and not once have I gotten into a fight. That should say something. And I've talked to hundreds of girls, hundreds of guys, all this stuff. I've been drunk, I've been all these things, and so many people are so much more friendly, especially if you start off friendly. You can, you probably had a bad experience or two, but it's so easy to avoid them. And you pretty much dictate your reality. So if you want to have great experiences, you will have great experiences. If you go out looking for problems and all that, you'll get problems, but it's so easy to avoid them. You can just have the best warm-hearted, friendly experiences with people if you want to. So on the more positive side of things, like I said, I've talked to maybe hundreds, if not thousands of people, and 99% of the interactions were amazing. So it all comes down to what you put out. If you come in with a smile, you're friendly, you're asking, nice open-ended questions to people, you shake their hand, you look them in the eye, these sort of things people respond well to. I mean, you're not going to have too many problems, and people are going to treat you with respect if you do this. And another thing is just the way you carry yourself. If you carry yourself as a very confident person, you're going to receive that sort of energy back. So it really just comes down to those basic things, but people are so nice, and you wouldn't believe some of the hottest girls, like the hottest, as guys, a lot of them are probably like I was when I was younger. A lot of guys are probably scared to talk to girls, and especially like the hot ones. But over the years, now I've made it a practice of just going up to the hottest girl, because why would I want to talk to anyone less than the best? So I always go up to the hottest girls, and they're always so friendly. And if they have a boyfriend or something, they'll just tell you, and it's like, okay, cool, have a great night. And sometimes they'll still want me to like hang around for a drink or something, and I'm like, no, thank you, I'm good. I'm gonna go talk to someone who's single. I don't want to hang out with a girl who has a boyfriend. But everyone's so much more friendly than you would imagine. I'm genuinely telling you, as someone who's gone out in foreign countries and cities by myself and had to talk to everyone in order to meet friends and meet girls and all this stuff, people are so friendly. You don't have to worry about that. So the first step for you is just putting yourself out there. This goes to our second one, which is going to be, you need to accept yourself for who you are and your insecurities. See, when I was younger, I was so insecure about a couple of things, and I'll share them with you now. One of those is my height. When I was younger, I grew up short, and now I'm kind of like 5'7", 5'8", so I'm still on the shorter side, but I don't care. I've slept with girls who are like 5'10", 5'11", and if that doesn't say something about like getting over those insecurities, it really doesn't matter. No one actually cares. So another thing was, when I was younger, I had acne, and I took this thing called Accutane, and it made my acne terrible. I didn't leave the house for like the whole summer when I took that shit when I was 15, because my acne was so bad. I was so insecure about it. And eventually it's went away, and now like I might have like a little one, like I got a little one here. It's not a big deal, but I don't really care at all. Even if I had acne or a pimple, like for example, I had a pimple or two here, like on my lip, and I still went out and talked to girls the same exact way. I don't care about those things. And the thing is that nobody else cares either. The only person that cares about the insecurities that you have is yourself, and it's all made up in your mind. It's all a self-limiting belief. So whatever things that you feel are holding you back from talking to people, whatever it is all made up in your mind. You have to just let that shit go, and you have to just be yourself, and that's going to be the person who is attractive. and funny and charismatic is if you just come across as you yourself and you put your best side forward. You don't care about those things, you don't think about them, you don't talk about them, and you just are who you are. That's the person that's going to succeed socially. So you need to get over those things, because everyone's had something that is holding them back, and the people that still do, it's all in their mind and no one even cares in the first place. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned, is that insecurities were the biggest self-limiting belief that I had when I was younger, and those things didn't even matter in the first place, and they held me back from having so many amazing experiences, all because of some shit that was imaginary in my head. So you just got to be yourself, put your best foot forward, and bring the best version of yourself mentally, no matter what is going on physically or whatever you feel is holding you back. It does not matter, I promise you. The next thing and the last thing, this is the most wholesome one, is putting yourself out there is going to lead to unimaginable experiences that your younger self would only have dreamed of. Let me give you one example. So I don't know if you've ever watched the movie We Are Your Friends with Zac Efron, and I don't remember who the girl is. It's like some model. But Zac Efron and her, they go into a music festival and they have like a crazy night and they just have so much fun, and it was just one of those like experiences that I was like, oh wow, I would love to have that experience. And then I tell you, like literally 3-4 months later, I had like a very, very similar experience where I went to a music festival with a beautiful girl and we had a crazy fun night, and it was just a really good time. And I was like, wow, I had that experience. But the only reason I had it was because I went to a bar in a new city all by myself and started talking to everybody. And that was one of the girls I talked to. And then she invited me to like the next day, that was the music festival. She was like, do you want to go to the music festival with me? And I was like, yeah, I want to go to the music festival. Are you kidding me? So we went to the music festival and it was the best experience I've had. And even just like things like in terms of like dating, if you're a guy, I never in a million years thought I would get with like 10 out of 10 girls. And now I'm doing it all the time, and I've dated them and all these things. And those were just self-limiting beliefs that I had about myself, which can be broken down once you start actually going out there and challenging your comfort zone, really putting yourself outside of that and making new levels of your comfort zone. As you keep expanding your comfort zone, what was now here becomes here, and you keep pushing it, and you keep pushing it, and all of a sudden you're experiencing the most unimaginable things that your younger self would be so proud of you for doing. I always wanted to be with the hottest blonde Swedish girls, and now here I am doing that, and it's all possible. If you put your mind to something and you really dedicate yourself to becoming the best version of yourself, you do the internal work necessary, like reading, meditation, journaling, you work on yourself in every way, shape, and form, and then you're also bringing your best foot forward when you go out and you socialize, your reality will start to change rapidly. I promise you it will. And especially if you start to break down those self-limiting beliefs and you read books on, belief and in your reality and how you can change all these things, and you actually do that internal work necessary to allow yourself to experience the reality that you want, you will be surprised how quickly everything can change, as it did for me. Because 3 years ago, a little bit more now, I was broken up with, and I was at the lowest point in my life ever. And before that, I dated, and that girl that I dated, she was like a really, really hot Swedish girl. I was kind of like, I didn't even imagine that like I was like, how did I date this girl? She's like way out of my league. I had all these limiting beliefs. And then one thing she left me with, she was like, Seb, if there's one thing I can tell you, you need to be more confident because you deserve the world. She was very nice, and just things didn't work out, but she broke my heart. But she left me with that one thing, and she was like, you need to be more confident. And that was one of the things where I truly embraced that, and I really took it and ran with it, and that along with many other things along my self-development journey. But it was just all these experiences you want. For guys, you probably want to date like a really, really hot girl who's actually a great person too, which is one of the things that I'm now looking for. It's not just some hot girl, but they're also just like an amazing person. And I promise you, they exist out there. You probably had a bad experience or two, and a lot of the time it's actually your fault. Like I know that's gonna sound crazy, but the type of energy you bring to the table is also what you're gonna get back. So if you're bringing like very insecure, shy energy to the table, it's going to reflect back in the way that people treat you. But if you're extremely confident and you're secure in yourself and you go up and approach someone, you're also not going to take the sort of disrespect that will come from someone who was like that anyway. So if someone's giving you that sort of negative energy, they feel like they're so entitled, like for a girl, for example, and they're like, whatever. You're going to just walk away like I do. And that eliminates the bad experience. You're like, oh, not for me. Cool. I'm good. I don't need to keep pursuing this. Like, I feel so bad. I saw this one video on Reels. Like, I try not to watch it, like videos on here, but this guy, he just like went up to these girls with like the most insecure energy, and he talked to this girl, and he ended it with like saying, oh, is it because I'm ugly? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad for this dude. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, no. And there's so many things that I just like breaks my heart. I'm like, bro, why did you do that? And it's just like, the reason that they also responded that way was because of the energy he brought to the table. If you just went up to them, were like, hey, excuse me, what's your name? And then they're just like, oh, Jessica. And if they're really not giving you any energy after that, like, where are you from? If they're just like, here, and that's it, they say, and they're like, oh, cool, all right, great, have a good day. I will not take that disrespect. If you're not going to engage in a conversation with me when I come up to you, then I'll leave the conversation. So the reason I don't have many bad experiences is because I place such a high value on myself, my time, and my energy, that if I'm not getting that reciprocation back from someone, I leave the conversation and say, okay, cool, have a great day. Because there's going to be plenty of people who appreciate your confidence, the boldness you have of going up to them and speaking to them. So that's the thing, is on the other side of this spectrum from that bad experience that I told you with that guy who I saw on Reels, there's girls who I've met here in Sweden who literally have told me they are so grateful that I came up and spoke to them. Because I guess here in Sweden, and I guess everywhere in the world, guys don't always just go up to a girl when they're by themselves and say, excuse me, what's your name? And they start chatting with them and striking up a conversation and just befriending them and really making them like, I can make people like me very easy. So this girl told me later on, she was like, I'm so grateful that you came up and talked to me. Think about that. Like, that's the type of experiences that I have because of the energy I bring to the table and the sort of person that I've become over the years, where I have some beautiful girls telling me, I'm grateful you came up and spoke to me. So this is and just for reference, if I'm not saying this to brag, I'm saying this because I was that kid who was like watching porn and was like a virgin at like 16. I lost my virginity at 17. I was like, how do I do this? Like, I didn't even think it was possible to like even have a girlfriend or have sex, because I was so messed up by porn and all these things that were sort of normal when you were growing up, that I didn't even understand how easy it was just to be a normal social person who actually engaged with the world, talked to beautiful girls, and got everything that I wanted out of it. So you can have all these things, I promise you. And I'm really trying to expand on this last one of like putting yourself out there, and you will start experiencing things that your younger self wouldn't even imagine. Like the experiences I have, of course, I dreamed of some things like this, but it was like I slowly had to break down some of those self-limiting beliefs, because I didn't really, like I said, I didn't even think I could have a girlfriend or have sex or any of these things. And now here I am meeting like genuine 10 out of 10 Swedish girls who are such great people. They're not even just materialistic or artificial or anything like that. They're the best people. Like this girl I'm seeing right now, she's such a good person, and she just like, I don't know, I just can't explain it, but there's a whole nother world that can open up to you if you just put yourself out there. And it all came, every single one of these interactions and experiences came from me going up to someone that I found attractive and saying, well, my line is always just something basic. I say, excuse me, what's your name? And I just start talking to them, and it's that simple. And I have these amazing experiences all because of that. So if there's one thing I can urge you to do, is just to really start putting yourself out there. And even if it's hard in the start, and even if you do have a couple bad experiences, you need to realize that this is going to sound harsh, but it's your fault. And that you need to work on yourself and your internal beliefs of how you view yourself. And soon you're going to start changing these things, and you're going to start leveling up, and the world will start responding to you in an appropriate way. I promise you it will happen, but this is what you need to do. So if we break it down one more time, I got it written down over here, is one, you need to realize that people are friendlier than you would imagine. Two, is that you need to accept yourself and all your insecurities, because once you do this, just being yourself is going to be so much easier. And once you are yourself, the world will see it and they will reflect it back to you. It's just, you're just this cool person who comes up and engages with people, and everyone's going to want to be your friend. But you don't want to wreak insecurity. No one likes that. So just get over your insecurities, forget about them. And then 3 is going to be just put yourself out there, and you will experience things that your younger self would only have imagined. So I hope this video leaves you with some wholesome, genuine feeling that there's opportunity and potential in the world for you to experience everything that you've wanted socially, as I have over the last 3 years. If this video provides you with any value, please like and subscribe, and comment down below what you're gonna start doing in order to have the life of your dreams socially. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.